Yo, what is up, guys? It is Tom back with another cryptocurrency video. Before I start off, guys, I just want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. We're growing a great cryptocurrency community here where we talk about cryptocurrencies investing almost every single day. I know I've been away from the videos for a while. I've been on some job interviews, dealing with some school stuff, but I'm going to try to get into the swing of things here. And it's just been crazy weather here in New York, so have a little bit of a cold, so just bear with me here. But today we're going to talk about the basic attention token, the Brave browser, why I like this particular project, and why I see a positive and bright future for the project. Now, I will say before I start, I don't think this is going to be a moonshoot where we make 10, 20x, right? And that's not what I'm really interested in because, as I was just doing some reflecting on the cryptocurrency markets, I've kind of noticed that, through this whole altcoin run, it's just pretty much all based off of speculation. Nobody really cares about the underlying technology. Everybody's just throwing their money in without really knowing anything about the market. I mean, the financial literacy is just blaring in this space, and that's why I think it creates mini bubbles within the space. And the reason why I say that is because, the market cap is under 400 billion. We haven't seen that in a while, and a lot of these coins, if you go to coin market cap, it's like you have to ask yourself, do some of these coins deserve the valuations they have with no product to market? We're not using them, and it's just we see 2 or 3 YouTube videos saying, oh, this is going to be the next 10x coin. Everybody jumps in it, and it creates like a pump and dump situation. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. All I'm saying is that for the people that actually want to see cryptocurrencies sort of survive and thrive, I think that the basic attention token with the Brave browser is going to be one of those plays that we actually can use now, because you can go ahead right now and download the Brave browser, start getting active in the community, using it on your mobile device, using it on your Mac, PC, whatever you have. And it's one of those projects that you could say, hey, I'm participating in the cryptocurrency space right now, and I'm not just like storing my Tron tokens in my wallet and not doing anything with it. Like with the basic attention token and Brave, with what they've done and what their team has accomplished thus far, I think it's one of those projects that is almost the most far along in terms of the common guy, like the regular guy like me and you, or girl or whatever, can use it, participate in the space, and actually kind of grow the community from the ground up. So that's why I wanted to talk about the basic attention token today. I'm going to minimize my face a little bit. Let's get right into this, guys. So on the basic attention token, I think the thing that we need to understand first is that the main component, I believe, to the basic attention token is the ecosystem of the Brave browser. So Brave is just like any other browser, except a lot better. If you think of Mozilla Firefox, if you think of, regular, Safari, if you think of Google Chrome, Brave is just that, but essentially it is a lot faster due to the fact that it blocks advertisements. And I just want to point out here that Brandon Ike is behind this, behind the basic attention token, and he is the creator of JavaScript. So he is a very credible participant in the space, and I'm going to go into what he has to say a little bit later on in the review, because I've done a little bit of research. I've watched, if you guys haven't watched Brandon Ike's TED Talk on, I think it's called The Problems with the Internet, and he pretty much takes kind of a comedic approach and says that, due to me creating JavaScript, I've almost destroyed the internet. And if you guys want to, I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, let's jump right into what the Brave browser is. So Brave is a privacy-focused, secure web browser that blocks ads and provides surfing speeds up to 7 times faster than its competitors. The users of Brave have a choice to opt in to see ads, which use a separate open source component. Should a user opt in to see advertisements on the platform, ads will be privately matched to their interest and anonymously confirmed. The publishers are rewarded with tokens, with the basic attention token. The best part is the users of the browser will remain anonymous to all parties throughout the entire process that they're using the browser. Even better is that the users who opt in to see these advertisements will also get a share of basic attention tokens and can use the token to do many things, such as buy premium products, donate them back to the publishers, or even just cash out for Bitcoin and back to USD. And the reason why I like this, guys, is because they've created an environment where it gives the user a choice. Like, I don't like to be forced to do things. And right now with, just look at, if we go back to CoinMarketCap, look at all these, these cars.com ads. I think if, you maximize the screen, you're going to see a lot more, ads all over the place. And I don't have a choice, right? With Basic Attention Token in the Brave browser, I have a choice to see these ads, and if I opt in, I can get paid for my attention. And one of the interesting things to think about, because I used to work for a fairly large telecommunications company here in the United States, is that people would come in all the time and be like, hey, I'm going over on my data. I'm getting charged $15, $20, $40, $50 extra a month, but I'm not using my data. I think, AT&T and Verizon are just scamming me and overcharging me. And the first thing I would do is I would pull up their web browsers, and they would be playing games, and, in the background, they have 30, 40 ads, and it creates this spam of all these advertisements. So their data is being used up by loading these, these graphics, these pictures of just ridiculous advertisements that they don't need. So I always suggest them to use an ad blocker, because a lot of people don't realize is that essentially we're paying to see these ads. Whenever I load a web page, especially not so much for me because I use iOS device, but for those Android users, if you load a web page, the majority of the data you're using is through loading advertisements, which is eating into your data, making you pay, slowing down your experience. So it's interesting, and I think that's Brave provides that option. Do you want to see ads? And if you do want to see advertisements, you will actually get paid for your attention, which is pretty cool. So going back to what I was saying about the TED Talk, it was about, why is the internet broken? So I wrote down some notes here that I want to share with you guys. And what Brandon Ike says is that when JavaScript came along, on top of cookies and trackers, and essentially what a cookie was intended to do was, just I'll give you one example. It was, for me to save my username and password so I wouldn't have to punch it in every single time, right? But now it stores data that I don't want to be shared with the public, and on some conventional browsers it allows you to do that. So since JavaScript came along with cookies, targeted ads and tracking were invented, right? So this was not the initial intent, but this was almost a side effect of the two coming together along with pictures. So the one thing that I can really say, if you guys go to a lot of people that come into AT&T, they're on addictinggames.com, and they get flooded with advertisements, even on Fox News sometimes, or CNN. All on the sides, they have advertisements that when it's loading, it's killing your data. So the problem here is, guys, that this brings ad clutter and can even slow down your speeds and drain your battery, especially on a mobile device. So in addition to using large amounts of data, it takes a lot of energy to load these advertisements and pictures, so your battery life can be affected severely. And nobody likes carrying around those stupid portable chargers. So, this can also be dangerous because it creates an opportunity for malicious software, such as malware, that can be disguised as actual legitimate advertising. So it puts users at risk as well when I'm traveling to sites. If I'm clicking on an advertisement that I think is, for a product or service that I like and I want to go purchase it, but I accidentally clicked on an ad that's actually downloading malware and stealing some of my personal information. So that's never good, right? So another problem is now websites are not making enough money from advertising due to something called ad exchanges. And if you guys, I'll link in the description. Definitely, it's a must watch. It's Brandon Ike's TED Talk. He gives a complete full description of what ad exchanges actually are. And these pretty much came about over the last 8 or 9 years or so. And ad exchanges help find the best advertisement for you based on your search history, your cookies, through trackers and other sources. And essentially, there's a fee that is taken from the ad exchanges and other parties involved in the process. This creates an incentive, for them to permit fraudulent advertisements to pass through the system because they get paid off of it, right? So there's less and less revenue per year for the publishers, making it a terrible situation for everybody. So not just you're losing, websites are losing. So the internet right now is creating a system where everybody's losing. So Brandon Ike and his team, what he thinks is that we need to cut out the middle players. So there will be more for the publishers as well as the users of the system to make a cool online community where we can get paid to see ads, things like that. So this would work by getting paid for your attention, right? So you can view actual good advertisements you want to see that interest you, and you can cut out the spam advertisements. You don't have to worry about having some malicious software being downloaded to your computer or mobile device. And right now your attention is priced at zero, and you're actually probably paying for this. I know a ton of my clients, when I used to work for a telecommunications company, would always complain about their data, as I've given you that example. So the main thing, obviously, it's not all good about the basic attention token in the Brave browser. What I will say is the reason why I picked this coin and this browser to review today is because I think it's one of those coins now and one of those platforms now that we can actually use, right? And that's the most important thing, because there's a lot of junk out there in the space today. And this is one of those things that it doesn't really have to act as an investment. It can be one of those things, if you actually want to play a part in the cryptocurrency community, we can download the Brave browser. You could try it out. I mean, I haven't personally downloaded it yet. If you want a full review on the Brave browser, I would suggest going to Data Dash's channel. I was checking out some of his stuff. He did a review on this way back, and he says it's actually good. You know, it's a lot of the processing times, loading times are a lot faster. But the main thing I want to say is, guys, for this to be a successful project, you know, obviously, just like a lot of other projects, it needs adoption. Are people going to be using this? You know, me as a person, what I think is that if people are just hoarding the basic attention token and not using it as commerce within the platform, and it's not expanding to new platforms, I don't think this will be successful. But due to the fact that this has an incredible team that's actually vested in the project, and I truly believe that they are vested in the project, because, you know, Brandon Ike's the creator of JavaScript. So, I mean, I don't think he's just in this for the cash grab per se. So how can they expand? And if we go to their frequently asked question page, I can't find it now, but I was reading through it. If you guys want to check it out yourself, they give details about how they can expand. And essentially what they say is that since it's open source, they can have you know, third-party developers kind of come into the space and collectively come up with new roles for the token. So a couple of these down here, guys, if you check it out, the basic attention token can be used in other browsers. That's what they're looking to do. So not just in the Brave ecosystem, this can be transferred to other browsers in the future, which I think would be cool if it can be done. You know, they were talking about the Telegram bot in messaging applications like Telegram, possibly the possibility of users being paid in basic attention token to view ads on their platform. I think they were talking about something with WeChat as well. Let me try to scroll down here, guys, and see what I can find. But I hope you're getting the gist of like kind of what I'm saying. I'm not really looking for a moonshoot here. I'm actually looking to participate in this. And for those YouTube content creators out there, you can actually integrate this. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Maybe I will. But you can actually integrate and monetize with Brave too. So it's good for you and me, the consumer, to kind of get paid to see advertisements. So if we're gonna see them, we might as well get something out of it. Let's see here. I just want to try to see if I could find. I couldn't find it, but it was just like it had their roadmap of what they're gonna do, and let's see. Let's see if we can find it, guys. No, that wasn't it. No. I think you guys get the gist, but yeah, and there was also another question on the basic attention token that came up on their Reddit. That was pretty cool. I know this video is going longer, but I haven't uploaded in a while. People were concerned about saying, hey, how do you prevent somebody from just running a bot and watching these ads all day and getting paid from it? And Brandon and I actually responded on Twitter to it and said something that was quite interesting on how they plan to prevent those type of actions of people taking advantage of the platform. So just know that they are going to do that. If I could find it, I don't think I'm going to find it, guys, but I probably should have had this prepared. But anyway, guys, so now that you kind of know what the basic attention token is, what the Brave browser is, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a cool project? I'm just trying to look for projects that are actually in use and not just you watch 2 YouTube videos and then you throw your money into it, right? I just don't see a real use case. I don't see any value in that. And as an investor, I feel as if a project needs to earn my money in a way. I just don't want to, because I see way too many people getting in the space and just throwing money at bullshit, which is stupid. So now I'm gonna go into some questions that I've gotten, and a lot of people have been messaging me and they're like, "Hey Tom, what do you think is the best way for me to?" They say like I have $500 in cash and I want to start in cryptocurrencies. What coins would you suggest? And I'm like, listen, man, honestly, guys, I wouldn't suggest any coins. And the reason why I'm saying this is the reason why I think the cryptocurrency market is so volatile is not only because it's so new, it's the barrier to entry to this market is so small, and a lot of, I mean, I don't want to sound like being like I'm offending anybody, but a lot of people are getting in this just for like get rich quick bullshit schemes, and that doesn't exist, man. I could tell you for a fact that's all bullshit. Like you watch 3 videos of JR Garage, not saying anything bad about JR Garage because they're very successful kids, made way more money than I'll probably ever make in my life. But they say, oh, buy this because it's going to the moon, buy this because it's going to the moon. You guys throw a bunch of money in, Tron, Ripple, or whatever, or pretty much any coin on the market right now, and it tanks, right? So they're like, oh, I'm down on my money, I lost all my money. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did when I got into cryptocurrencies, right? Because essentially, if you bought this, it was a complete pump and dump crash. That's happening with a lot of these coins right now. And if you notice that the coins that it's happening with the most, it's coins that have like pretty much no value or no utility to them. So here's what I would say to somebody that's just getting into cryptocurrencies or that's just getting into investing and you have $500. First off, guys, if you have $500 to invest, what I would do, and here's what I personally did, I allowed myself, really ask yourself this question: what is the amount that I can afford to lose? And answer that with responsibility and be truthful to yourself. Don't just say, oh, this is the amount I'm willing to lose, because all of you guys, what you guys do is you put money in there and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm willing to lose this. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, when you lose the money, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm hurting, this is terrible, I'm freaking out. Well, then it's like, okay, well, you risked way too much money, right? And I think that's going to happen all the time. Like, people are always going to risk too much money. So here's what I did. I allowed myself $7,000 into the cryptocurrency market, and I told myself, hey, if I lose it all, I don't care. That I took a risk. I had extensive background in trading in the stock market. I was successful, so I had some sort of background going into this, and a lot of you guys don't, and you're just throwing money at random coins that you don't know about. So I grew that into tens of thousands of dollars, right? Not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands of dollars. And for the people who know me closest, they're going to laugh when I say this, I always focus to play with house money. I never want to play with my own money, especially in this space. Some people could say I'm being too conservative, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm not comfortable losing all of my profits, right? It's a new space. I'm not that educated in the space to where I could say, hey, I'm willing to lose, the $40,000 I've made in the market or more, right? I don't want to do that. So if you have $500, what I would do your research when you're going to buy into the cryptocurrency market. I will say this, now that the market cap is under 400 billion, this wouldn't be a bad time to go in. It would be a bad time to go in when, Bitcoin was at 19,000. Size into your positions, and then once you make, if you put in $500 or $5,000, once you make that 5,000 or 500 back, pull it all out of the market, throw it back into cash. That's what I did. Once I made $7,000, which was my initial investment, I took it all out of the market into profit. So now I'm playing with house money. I have no emotions. I'm not freaking out every time the market crashes. I'm looking at things through a rational approach. So I'll give you guys an example, right? QuantStamp. I was doing a lot of, during the altcoin bull run. And a lot of this, we got lucky too, guys, because I was in cryptocurrencies before this huge altcoin bull run, right? I was acquiring QuantStamp. This is just one example. And Lisk at very low prices, and I was selling into strength. I wasn't a bag holder. I am adding on all these dips, by the way. But what I did was I put money, and then once I reached $7,000 of profit, I'm like, okay, This is just my personal bias, guys. I took all of it out of the market. I'm like, okay, now since I made my 7,000 back, I'm going to play with house money and just grow that from there because that mitigates my risk, right? As an investor, I don't care about making millions of dollars so quick. It's all about risk management, and the people who will succeed in this market are the ones that are the best at risk management, right? So that's my advice to you guys, because so many people are losing their ass in this market, and it doesn't need to happen. Because if you're a newbie, this is just my opinion, guys, by the way. I mean, do whatever you want. Obviously, collect from a lot of different sources, but that's what I did. I allowed myself a certain amount that I'm comfortable with. I was honest with myself, and I sold off about 2 point something, like 2.3 Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at around, I think, 12,500 bucks. And the reason why I did that, a lot of you guys may be like, "Hey, Tom, that's stupid. That's dumb. Why would you do that?" Because Bitcoin's obviously probably going to go up. That's my own personal opinion. But I asked myself during that time, this was about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I asked myself during that time, hey, if Bitcoin drops any lower, will I be comfortable watching that lose, right? And I was honest with myself, and I said, you know what? The answer is no. And the answer may be different for some of you guys, but for me, I thought I was too overexposed in the cryptocurrency market, so I took some off the table and banked some cash. And now, now that the market's on a little bit of a downturn, I have some cash on the side to then, if I want to, I could deploy more in. But as of now, I'm playing with the original house money plus a little bit more of my profits. But all of my initial investment is out of the market, in addition to a lot more, right? And I think that's the way a lot of you guys, especially the newbies, should handle this that aren't experienced traders in the cryptocurrency market. If you guys want to join a Facebook group that has some people that have been in the cryptocurrency market a lot longer than me, that keep their money in crypto through these downturns, definitely learn from them too. Edward or Neilez is a great guy to learn from, but I'm not at that level yet where I'm very conservative, and that may be a bad thing, and can miss out on a lot of money, but I'd rather slowly get there instead of just trying to go for a moon shoot, because I have no vested interest in getting rich quick. I want to get there for sure. And if what that has to happen, if I'm just very diligent with my risk management, for me, that's fine. So that's what I would say, guys. That's my advice. If you want to throw in 500 bucks, once you make that 500 bucks back, get it out of the market, get it back in cash, save it, lock it up. So now your emotions are gone. So if you lose the 500 bucks, you don't lose any money. It's great. I mean, that's just what I think, guys. I mean, I'm a big believer in house money, not so much in the stock market, but in the cryptocurrency market. So that's my one piece of advice. A lot of you guys have been asking me about coin picks. If you have to ask people about what coins you should invest in, or if you should have to make a statement on Facebook saying, hey, I have $500 to invest, what coin should I invest in? Dude, you probably should be doing more research, man, before you're asking random people on Facebook about investment advice. And I'm not trying to say that to be an asshole. I'm just trying to say that because I value the money. I've worked very hard for the money that I have, so I want to make sure I give myself the best possibility for success. And what has worked for me so far is an insane amount of research and work ethic with risk management. So if you can stack those two on top of each other, guys, I think you'll be great. It's been a long video, but I think you guys deserve this for a lack of content. So if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. And let me know what you guys want to see in terms of content, and let me know what you guys think about the Brave browser and the basic attention token. Do you think it sucks? Do you think it's good? Let me know. I love you guys' input. If you want to hit me up on Facebook Messenger, I talked to a lot of you guys on Facebook Messenger. I'm thinking about creating a Discord group, so feel free to hit me up on there. I pretty much am on it all day answering you guys' questions and asking you questions too, because you guys, some of you were in the market way longer than I am, and I learned a lot from you guys as well. So I'm signing off here from New York, guys. It's been a crazy week, and I will see you all in the next video.